Okay, this is an interview with Jack regarding his military service during the Vietnam War.
Okay. Uh, Question number one. Did you enlist in the military or were you drafted?
I enlisted in the military.
Okay. Can, uh, could you explain the drafted era? The drafted?
Okay.
Drafted?
I didn't get drafted, but being drafted is when your government calls for your duty to your country because of a wartime. Um, anyway, I could have been drafted, but I enlisted first. I got word later that I would have been drafted, so I enlisted first into the Marine Corps.
Okay. Can you give me a brief overview of the era and what made you want to enlist?
The Vietnam War started back in 1963. I went into service in 1967. I felt like it was my duty to uh, help my country out whatever way I could.
And could you explain the branch of the military you were in?
I was in the United States Marine Corps.
And what made you want to choose the Marines?
The training, as far as I knew then, was better training. They were harder on you, so I figured if I had a harder training, I would do better if I went to Vietnam.
And where and how did you enlist?
I enlisted in Chester, Pennsylvania. I went down to the post office. That's where they enlisted in this area. And then from there, I had to go to Philadelphia to get sworn in.
And what'd you have to do to prepare for serving?
To prepare, actually, I started doing some exercises, knowing that it was going to be tough in boot camp. At the time, I actually didn't know how to swim, so I joined the Y beforehand and learned how to swim.
When did you know you were going to Vietnam?
After I enlisted into the Marine Corps, I went to boot camp down in Parris Island, South Carolina. I went through about 3 months of training. At the end of that, our drill instructor advised us that about 90% of our platoon would be going to Vietnam, and I was one of them.
How did you feel when you knew that you were going?
I kind of felt proud to serve my country in that way. A little scared at the same time.
How did you feel once you were there?
When I got to Vietnam, I didn't know what to expect. I actually went to Okinawa first. We spent about 30 days in Okinawa to do some jungle training. From there, we took a C-130 to Vietnam, which was Da Nang Air Force Base in Vietnam. Again, I didn't know what to expect when I stepped off the plane. I didn't know if we were going to be shot at or what was going to go on, but it was pretty much a secure air base at that time.
And how long were you there?
I was in Vietnam 12 months and 20 days.
What's your most profound memory?
My most profound memory was our platoon was chosen to man a bridge to secure it, to make sure that no one got across it or actually blew it up. So after about 2 or 3 months went by, we got pretty lax, and with nothing going on at that moment, we would do things like stupid things like go swimming in the lake there where the bridge was and just mess around with each other and we had no weapons by our side at the time. Then it just dawned on us, we're not, we're at a wartime, so we better keep our weapons closer.
And how did you feel when you left?
Very thankful that I didn't get killed. Very sad that a lot of my friends were killed. I still felt proud that I was able to serve the United States that way.
Well, thank you for your time and for helping me with this interview.
You're welcome very much.